Good day, my friends. The difference between those who thrive and those who struggle isn't luck or a matter of chance. It's the choices they make daily. Change begins not in your wallet, but in your mind. You must stop doing what poor people do. I am not speaking of poverty as a lack of money, but as a mindset, an attitude that traps potential and stifles dreams. A poverty mindset blames everyone else for its condition. It's the government's fault I didn't get the opportunity or my family wasn't rich. Stop it. While you point fingers at others, you lose control of your life. To refuse to live as a victim, you were created to have dominion, not to be dominated. You may not control where you started, but you can control where you finish. Change begins when you take responsibility for your life. Stop asking, who will help me, and start asking, what must I do to help myself? Poor people spend their days worrying, but successful people seek wisdom. Worry adds no value to your life. Wisdom multiplies it. Instead of complaining about what you don't have, ask yourself, what do I know? What can I learn? How can I grow? The most valuable asset is not what's in your hand, it's what's in your head. Read books, attend seminars, learn new skills, expand your mind. Poverty is maintained by ignorance, but wealth flows to those who understand how to create value. Poor people consume everything they get. Rich people think differently. They ask, how can I multiply what I have? Stop thinking like a consumer and start thinking like a creator. Your ideas, talents, and gifts are the seeds for your future. Don't spend all your resources on temporary pleasures. Invest in yourself, in your vision, and in opportunities that grow. Every dollar you waste is a seed you failed to plant. Show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Poor people surround themselves with others who reinforce their limitations. They stay in comfort zones of negativity, gossip, and small thinking. If you want to change your life, change your environment, surround yourself with people who challenge you to dream bigger, think smarter, and live bolder. Learn from those who are where you want to be. Poor people do just enough to get by. Successful people pursue excellence. Your work reflects your character. If you work like someone who doesn't care, the world won't care about your work. Stop saying, that's not my job, and start saying, how can I exceed expectations? Excellence attracts opportunities, and opportunities lead to prosperity. Poor people think only of today. Successful people think generations ahead. Don't just work for your next meal, work to create a legacy. Think beyond the immediate and plan for the eternal. Leave something behind that outlives you. Whether it's a business, a book, or a mindset of wealth and vision you pass to your children, create something that speaks long after you're gone. And refusing to be a victim is the first and most critical step toward transforming your life. A victim mentality traps people in a cycle of blame and powerlessness, a mindset that robs them of the ability to change their circumstances. When you think like a victim, you surrender control of your life to others, your boss, your family, the government, or even to luck. It's a subtle but destructive mindset that whispers it's not your fault while secretly chaining you to mediocrity. But today I want to tell you something powerful. You are not a victim, and you don't have to live like one. Life is full of challenges, and no one escapes difficulties. Some are born into poverty, others face discrimination, and still others experience setbacks that seem impossible to overcome. But challenges are not what define a person. It is their response to those challenges. The problem with the victim mindset is that it convinces you that you have no choice but to accept your circumstances. It tells you that someone else is responsible for your struggles and therefore someone else must fix them. This kind of thinking is dangerous because it leaves you waiting for help that may never come. Refusing to be a victim begins with understanding that you are responsible for your life. Responsibility doesn't mean that everything that happens to you is your fault. You didn't choose where you were born, the family you were born into, or the struggles you faced. But responsibility means recognizing that regardless of what happens to you, you have the power to decide how you will respond. It's not about denying the reality of your challenges, but about refusing to let those challenges dictate your future. When you adopt a victim mentality, you give away your power. You allow external circumstances to control your emotions, decisions, and destiny. But when you refuse to be a victim, you take back your power. You stop blaming others and you stop waiting for someone to rescue you. Instead, you look within yourself and ask, what can I do to change my situation? That question alone is transformational because it shifts your focus from the problem to the solution. Blame is one of the key characteristics of a victim mindset. Blame feels comforting because it takes the responsibility off you and places it on someone else. You can blame your parents for not giving you a better start in life. You can blame your boss for not promoting you. You can blame the economy for your financial struggles. But here's the truth, blame might make you feel better temporarily, but it won't change your situation. It keeps you stuck because it directs your energy outward instead of inward. The moment you stop blaming others is the moment you start taking control of your life. That refusing to be a victim requires courage because it forces you to confront yourself. It's easier to point fingers and say it's their fault than it is to look in the mirror and ask, what am I doing to contribute to my own situation? But self-reflection is where growth begins. When you take an honest look at your life and your choices, you start to see patterns. Maybe you've been procrastinating on important tasks, or perhaps you've been avoiding hard decisions out of fear. Recognizing these patterns isn't about beating yourself up, it's about empowering yourself to change. One of the most liberating realizations is that you don't need permission to change your life. Victims wait for permission, they wait for someone to open a door for them, to hand them an opportunity, or to fix their problems. But leaders and achievers don't wait, they create their own opportunities. They knock on doors, and if no one answers, they build their own doors. When you refuse to be a victim, you stop waiting for life to happen to you and start making things happen for yourself. Another aspect of refusing to be a victim is learning to let go of excuses. Excuses are the tools of a victim mindset. They sound like I can't because I don't have enough money, or I can't because I don't have the right education, or I can't because people like me don't succeed. Excuses might feel valid, but they are just barriers you place in front of yourself. Every successful person you admire had excuses they could have used, but they chose not to. They chose to focus on what they could do instead of what they couldn't. Taking responsibility for your life also means taking ownership of your emotions. Victims allow their emotions to control them. They get stuck in anger, resentment, or self-pity, and these emotions prevent them from moving forward. But when you refuse to be a victim, you learn to manage your emotions instead of being controlled by them. You feel the anger, but you don't let it dictate your actions. You acknowledge the pain, but you don't let it keep you from healing. Emotional maturity is a sign of someone who has taken responsibility for their life. One of the most powerful tools for refusing to be a victim is gratitude. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have. It's hard to feel like a victim when you're actively acknowledging the blessings in your life. Gratitude doesn't mean ignoring your challenges. It means recognizing that even in the midst of difficulty, there are still things to be thankful for. Gratitude gives you strength because it reminds you of your resilience and your capacity to overcome. The process of refusing to be a victim is not a one-time decision, it's a daily practice. Every day you will face situations that test your mindset. You might encounter setbacks, disappointments, or injustices that tempt you to fall back into a victim mentality. But each day you have a choice. You can choose to react with blame and self-pity, or you can choose to respond with responsibility and action. The more you choose the latter, the stronger you become. It's important to surround yourself with people who refuse to be victims. Victim mentality is contagious, but so is empowerment. When you spend time with people who take responsibility for their lives, their mindset rubs off on you. They challenge you to think differently, to aim higher, and to believe in your ability to create change. On the other hand, if you surround yourself with complainers and blamers, their negativity will drag you down. Choose your circle wisely because it influences your mindset. Ultimately, refusing to be a victim is about reclaiming your power. It's about recognizing that you are not defined by your circumstances, but by your choices. It's about understanding that while you can't control everything that happens to you, you can always control how you respond. When you refuse to be a victim, you open the door to possibilities. You start to see solutions instead of problems, opportunities instead of obstacles, and potential instead of limitations. So decide today that you will no longer be a victim. Decide that you will take responsibility for your life and your future. Decide that you will rise above the excuses, the blame, and the negativity. When you make that decision, you unlock the power to transform your life and fulfill your potential. Investing in wisdom rather than worry is one of the most transformative principles you can apply to your life. Worry drains your energy, clouds your judgment, and keeps you stuck in a cycle of fear and inaction. It is a thief of time and peace, robbing you of the mental clarity needed to make progress. Wisdom, on the other hand, is a builder. It equips you with the tools to navigate challenges, make sound decisions, and create a foundation for lasting success. The choice is simple. You can spend your days consumed by worry, or you can dedicate your time and resources to gaining the knowledge and understanding that will set you free. Worry often feels productive because it keeps your mind busy, but it produces nothing of value. When you worry, you replay the same fears and doubts over and over again, hoping that somehow the act of worrying will change the situation. But worry never solves problems, it only magnifies them. It tricks you into believing that you're being cautious or preparing for the worst, but in reality, you're only paralyzing yourself. Wisdom, on the other hand, offers solutions. It doesn't dwell on the problem, it seeks to understand it and find a way forward. Wisdom is action-oriented, while worry is stagnant. The first step to investing in wisdom is recognizing that it is a choice. Many people assume that wisdom comes naturally with age or experience, but that's not true. Wisdom is something you must pursue intentionally. It requires effort, curiosity, and humility. You have to be willing to admit what you don't know and commit to learning. This commitment sets you apart from those who spend their lives worrying about problems they don't understand and are unwilling to address. Worry is often rooted in fear, and fear thrives in the absence of knowledge. When you don't understand a situation or feel unprepared, your mind fills the gap with worst-case scenarios. But when you invest in wisdom, you replace fear with understanding. For example, if you're worried about your finances, you might spend hours stressing over bills and debts, feeling overwhelmed by the numbers. But if you take the time to learn about budgeting, saving, and investing, you'll gain the knowledge to take control of your situation. The worry dissipates because you now have the tools to address the issue. Investing in wisdom also requires a shift in priorities. Many people spend their time and money on things that bring temporary comfort, but do nothing to improve their lives. They buy entertainment, distractions, and material possessions to escape their worries, but these things only provide fleeting relief. True peace and progress come from investing in your growth and understanding. This might mean spending money on books, courses, or mentorship instead of on things that offer no return. It might mean dedicating time to learning a new skill or seeking advice from someone who has the experience you lack. Wisdom is not just about acquiring knowledge, it's about applying that knowledge effectively. Many people worry because they feel stuck, but often the solution to their problem is already within their reach. They just don't know how to apply it. Wisdom bridges the gap between knowing and doing. It teaches you how to take what you've learned and use it to create real change in your life. This is why wisdom is more valuable than worry. Worry keeps you focused on what you can't do, while wisdom empowers you to focus on what you can. One of the most powerful aspects of wisdom is its ability to give you perspective. Worry narrows your vision and makes you fixate on a single problem or fear, often blowing it out of proportion. Wisdom broadens your perspective, helping you see the bigger picture. It reminds you that most challenges are temporary and that you have the capacity to overcome them. When you invest in wisdom, you learn to approach problems with a calm and measured mindset rather than being consumed by anxiety. Another important aspect of wisdom is discernment, the ability to separate what is important from what is not. Worry often comes from giving too much attention to things that don't matter in the long run. You might worry about what others think of you, about minor inconveniences, or about hypothetical scenarios that may never happen. Wisdom helps you focus on what truly matters and let go of the rest. It teaches you to allocate your energy and resources toward goals and values that align with your purpose, rather than wasting them on distractions. Investing in wisdom also builds resilience. Life is unpredictable and challenges are inevitable. Worry prepares you for nothing, it only weakens you. Wisdom, however, equips you to handle adversity with grace and strength. When you invest in wisdom, you develop the ability to adapt and thrive no matter what life throws at you. You learn to see setbacks as opportunities for growth and to approach difficulties with confidence rather than fear. This resilience is what separates those who merely survive from those who truly succeed. One of the most overlooked ways to invest in wisdom is through the people you surround yourself with. The company you keep has a profound impact on your mindset and decisions. If you spend your time with worriers, then negativity will influence you. But if you surround yourself with wise, thoughtful, and solution-oriented individuals, their mindset will inspire and challenge you. Seek out mentors, friends, and colleagues who embody the qualities you admire and who can offer guidance and perspective. Their wisdom can become a source of strength and insight in your own life. Investing in wisdom also requires patience. In a world that values instant gratification, it's easy to fall into the trap of seeking quick fixes for your problems. Worry thrives on this impatience, making you feel like you need immediate answers or solutions. Wisdom, however, understands the value of time. It teaches you to be patient with yourself and with the process of growth. It reminds you that lasting change doesn't happen overnight, but through consistent effort and learning. Another critical component of wisdom is self-awareness. Worry often stems from a lack of understanding of yourself, your strengths, weaknesses, fears, and desires. When you invest in wisdom, you take the time to reflect on who you are and what you want. This self-awareness allows you to make decisions that align with your values and goals rather than being driven by fear or external pressures. It helps you identify the root causes of your worries and address them effectively. Investing in wisdom also means learning from your experiences. Every challenge, failure, or setback contains valuable lessons if you're willing to look for them. Worry focuses on the pain of the experience, while wisdom seeks the lesson. When you approach life with a mindset of curiosity and growth, even your mistakes become opportunities for learning. This ability to extract wisdom from your experiences is what allows you to grow stronger and wiser over time. In addition to learning from your own experiences, you can also gain wisdom by learning from others. Countless individuals have faced the same challenges you're dealing with now, and their insights can save you time and heartache. To read books, listen to podcasts, and seek out stories from people who have overcome adversity. Their wisdom can provide you with strategies and perspectives that you might not have considered on your own. That wisdom also requires humility. To truly invest in wisdom, you must be willing to admit what you don't know and be open to learning. Pride is one of the biggest barriers to wisdom because it makes you believe that you have all the answers. But no matter how much you know, there is always more to learn. Humility allows you to approach life with an open mind and a willingness to grow. It reminds you that wisdom is a journey, not a destination. As you invest in wisdom, you will begin to notice a shift in your mindset. Worry will no longer dominate your thoughts because you will have the tools and confidence to face your challenges. You will start to see possibilities where you once saw obstacles and solutions where you once saw problems. This transformation doesn't happen overnight, but with consistent effort, it becomes a way of life. The beauty of investing in wisdom is that it compounds over time. The more you learn, the more equipped you become to handle life's challenges, and the more opportunities you create for growth and success. Unlike worry, which depletes your energy and offers no return, wisdom multiplies your potential and enriches every area of your life. It is the best investment you can make because it pays dividends for a lifetime. In every moment of worry, you have a choice. You can continue to dwell on your fears, or you can take a step toward wisdom. This choice is not always easy, but it is always worth it. By choosing wisdom over worry, you take control of your life and unlock the potential within you to create a brighter and more fulfilling future. Stop consuming and start creating. This principle holds the power to transform not only your life, but also the world around you. For far too many people, life revolves around consumption. They consume entertainment, information, products, and resources without ever considering their own potential to contribute. Consumption is passive. It requires no effort beyond taking in what others have already made or achieved. Creation, on the other hand, is active. It challenges you to take ownership of your gifts, ideas, and opportunities, using them to produce something valuable, meaningful, or impactful. When you shift your focus from consuming to creating, you awaken a new level of purpose and potential within yourself. Consuming is easy because it doesn't demand anything of you. It feels comfortable and even necessary in some cases. You scroll through social media, watch hours of television, buy products that promise happiness or convenience, and devour content without much thought. While these things may provide temporary satisfaction, they often leave you feeling empty. Why? Because deep down, your spirit wasn't designed to only take in, it was designed to give out, to contribute, and to create. The human soul finds fulfillment not in endless consumption, but in the act of producing something that reflects its unique essence. So when you spend your life consuming, you remain at the mercy of what others create. You allow their priorities, ideas, and values to shape your reality. Think about how much of your time is spent absorbing the work of others, watching movies, reading books, following influencers, or purchasing goods. While these things aren't inherently bad, they can become a trap if they dominate your life. Every moment spent consuming is a moment not spent creating. Every dollar spent on unnecessary consumption is a dollar not invested in your own vision or growth. Creation, by contrast, is an act of empowerment. When you create, you take control of your narrative. You're no longer just a recipient of what the world has to offer. You become a contributor, someone who shapes the world in their own unique way. Creation requires effort, imagination, and courage. It means stepping out of your comfort zone to build something new, a project, a business, a piece of art, a solution to a problem, or even a better version of yourself. This process isn't always easy, but it is deeply rewarding. Creating doesn't mean you have to be an artist, inventor, or entrepreneur in the traditional sense. It simply means using your talents, skills, and experiences to produce something of value. Maybe you have a gift for writing and you could start a blog or write a book. Perhaps you're skilled at problem solving and could create systems to improve your workplace or community. Even something as simple as teaching others, mentoring, or sharing your ideas can be an act of creation. The point is to shift your mindset from passively consuming what others have made to actively contributing something of your own. One of the barriers to creating is the fear of imperfection. Many people hesitate to create because they worry that what they produce won't be good enough. They compare themselves to others and convince themselves that they don't have anything valuable to offer. But the truth is, creation is not about perfection, it's about expression and progress. Every great work started as an imperfect idea. The first draft of a novel, the initial prototype of an invention, or the earliest iteration of a business idea was far from perfect. What matters is the willingness to start and to improve along the way. Consumption in excess also leads to dependency. When you consume too much, you become reliant on external sources for entertainment, validation, and fulfillment. This dependency weakens your ability to think independently and act creatively. You begin to believe that you need more and more products, more information, more distractions to feel complete. But no amount of consumption can fill the void that only creation can satisfy. When you create, you tap into an internal source of fulfillment that no external resource can replace. Creating also builds confidence and self-worth. There's a unique sense of pride and accomplishment that comes from seeing the results of your efforts, whether it's completing a project, solving a problem, or sharing an idea. The act of creation reinforces your belief in your own abilities. This confidence spills over into other areas of your life, encouraging you to take on new challenges and explore new possibilities. In contrast, excessive consumption often leaves you feeling inadequate or unfulfilled as you measure yourself against the achievements of others without ever stepping into your own potential. When you start creating, you also inspire others to do the same. Your work, no matter how small or modest, has the potential to impact those around you. A song you write could touch someone's heart. A business you start could create jobs, or an idea you share could spark innovation. Creation is contagious. When people see you actively contributing to the world, they're encouraged to tap into their own creative potential. In this way, your decision to create can have a ripple effect, spreading positivity and progress far beyond your immediate circle. Creating also fosters growth and learning. When you consume, you stay within the boundaries of what others have already discovered or accomplished. But when you create, you push those boundaries. Okay, you encounter challenges that force you to think critically, develop new skills, and expand your understanding. Creation is a process of exploration and discovery. It's how you learn not just about the world, but also about yourself, your strengths, your passions, and your capacity to overcome obstacles. Another powerful aspect of creation is its ability to bring meaning to your life. Consumption often feels hollow because it lacks purpose. You might watch a movie or buy a new gadget, but the satisfaction is fleeting. Creation, on the other hand, is deeply meaningful because it connects you to something greater than yourself. When you create, you're contributing to the world, leaving a legacy, and expressing your unique identity. This sense of purpose is what gives life its richness and depth. Creating also helps you break free from the cycle of comparison. When you consume excessively, it's easy to fall into the trap of comparing yourself to others. You see their successes, their possessions, and their achievements, and you start to feel inadequate. But when you create, you focus on your own journey and your own growth. You stop measuring yourself against others and start celebrating your own progress. This shift in focus is liberating and empowering, allowing you to embrace your individuality and pursue your own unique path. The act of creating also cultivates resilience. When you commit to producing something of value, you inevitably face challenges, setbacks, and criticism. These experiences teach you perseverance and problem solving. They show you that failure is not the end, but a stepping stone to success. Consumption, by contrast, does nothing to strengthen your resilience. It keeps you in a passive state, shielded from the challenges that lead to growth. And creation forces you to confront and overcome obstacles, building the strength and confidence you need to tackle bigger goals. Choosing to create over consuming is also an act of discipline. It requires you to prioritize your time, energy, and resources. Instead of mindlessly scrolling through social media or binge watching shows, you must intentionally carve out time for your creative pursuits. This discipline extends beyond creation itself, influencing other areas of your life. You become more focused, more deliberate, and more mindful of how you spend your days. This sense of control over your time and actions is incredibly empowering. Creation also builds connections. When you produce something of value, you attract like-minded people who share your interests, values, or goals, whether it's through collaboration, feedback, or shared appreciation for your work. Creation brings people together. Consumption, on the other hand, often isolates. It's a solitary activity that doesn't encourage interaction or engagement. By creating, you open yourself up to new relationships and opportunities that can enrich your life in unexpected ways. Ultimately, the shift from consuming to creating is a shift in identity. When you define yourself by what you consume, you become a passive participant in life. But when you define yourself by what you create, you take an active role in shaping your future and contributing to the world. This shift is not just about what you do, but about who you are. It's about recognizing that you are not just a consumer of other people's ideas and efforts. You are a creator in your own right with the power to make a difference. When you stop consuming and start creating, you unlock a wellspring of potential that has been waiting to be tapped. You discover the joy of producing something meaningful, the pride of overcoming challenges, and the fulfillment of contributing to something greater than yourself. It's a journey of growth, purpose, and self-expression that transforms not only your life, but also the lives of those around you. Creation is not just an activity, it's a way of living, a way of embracing your unique gifts and using them to leave a lasting impact on the world. Changing your circle is one of the most important decisions you can make if you want to grow, thrive, and fulfill your potential. The people you surround yourself with have an enormous influence on your thoughts, attitudes, and actions. They can either lift you higher or hold you back, depending on their own mindsets and behaviors. Often we underestimate just how much our environment shapes us, but the truth is your circle of influence plays a key role in determining the quality of your life. If you want to change your circumstances, your mindset, or your future, you must start by examining and, if necessary, changing the people around you. Staying in the wrong circle can be like trying to climb a mountain while dragging a heavy weight. It's not that the people in your life are necessarily bad, but their energy, habits, and outlook might not align with the goals and vision you have for yourself. If you spend your time with people who constantly complain, settle for mediocrity, or resist change, you will find it harder to break free from those patterns. Your conversations, decisions, and priorities are influenced by the company you keep. If your circle encourages negativity or complacency, it will be a challenge to rise above it. Changing your circle doesn't mean abandoning relationships carelessly or cutting people off without reason. It means being intentional about who you allow to influence your journey. Life is too short and your dreams are too important to be surrounded by people who don't support or inspire you. You deserve to be around those who challenge you to grow, who celebrate your successes, and who encourage you to be your best self. Changing your circle is about aligning yourself with individuals who share your values, support your aspirations, and push you to reach higher. One of the most powerful things about being in the right circle is the way it elevates your thinking. When you're surrounded by people who are driven, ambitious, and positive, it's almost impossible to remain stagnant. Their energy is contagious and their success stories inspire you to pursue your own dreams. They share insights, ideas, and strategies that help you see possibilities you might not have considered on your own. Being in the right circle expands your vision and motivates you to take action. It's like being in an environment where growth is the norm, not the exception. The right circle also holds you accountable. When you're surrounded by people who are serious about their goals and values, they won't let you settle for less than you're capable of. They'll challenge you when you're making excuses, encourage you when you're doubting yourself, and remind you of your potential when you feel like giving up. This kind of accountability is invaluable because it keeps you focused and aligned with your purpose. It's not about judgment or criticism, it's about genuine care and support that pushes you to be your best. When you change your circle, you also change the level of conversations you have. In the wrong circle, conversations might revolve around gossip, complaints, or distractions that add no value to your life. But in the right circle, the dialogue is different. You'll find yourself discussing ideas, solutions, and strategies instead of problems. You'll talk about growth, opportunities, and progress instead of setbacks and limitations. These elevated conversations feed your mind and spirit, helping you stay motivated and focused on your goals. Changing your circle also protects your energy. Negative people can drain you even if they don't intend to. Their constant focus on problems, fears, or doubts can weigh you down and make it harder for you to maintain a positive outlook. When you're in a circle of people who radiate positivity and optimism, it becomes easier to keep your energy high and your mindset strong. They remind you of what's possible, and their encouragement gives you the strength to keep going, even in difficult times. One of the challenges of changing your circle is the fear of letting go. You might worry about hurting feelings, losing long-term friendships, or being seen as disloyal, but staying in a circle that no longer serves you out of fear or guilt does a disservice to everyone involved. It holds you back from becoming the person you're meant to be and limits the growth of those around you as well. Sometimes letting go is an act of love for yourself and for the people you're leaving behind. It creates space for both parties to grow and find relationships that are more aligned with where they're headed. Changing your circle doesn't mean you have to completely sever ties with everyone who isn't on the same path as you. It's about rebalancing your priorities and spending more time with people who uplift and inspire you. You can still maintain relationships with old friends or family members, but you should be intentional about how much influence they have over your mindset and decisions. The goal is to build a core circle of individuals who push you forward while maintaining healthy boundaries with those who don't. Finding the right circle might take time and effort, but it's worth it. Start by looking for people who share your values and aspirations. Seek out communities, groups, or networks where like-minded individuals gather. Attend events, join organizations, or connect with mentors who can help you grow. Be proactive in building relationships with people who inspire you and whose energy aligns with your goals. Surrounding yourself with the right circle is not something that happens by chance. It's a deliberate choice that requires action. When you change your circle, you also change your identity. You begin to see yourself differently because you're no longer defining yourself by the limitations or expectations of your old environment. Instead, you're inspired by the growth, ambition, and success of those around you. You start to adopt new habits, perspectives, and standards that align with your new circle. This shift in identity is one of the most transformative aspects of changing your circle because it redefines what you believe is possible for yourself. Changing your circle is not just about personal gain, it's also about what you can contribute. When you join a group of driven, positive individuals, you bring your own unique experiences, insights, and energy to the table. And your contributions enrich the group and create a ripple effect that benefits everyone. This dynamic is what makes the right circle so powerful. It's not just about taking inspiration from others, but also about giving back and being part of a collective journey toward growth and success. Changing your circle is a decision that requires courage, self-awareness, and intention. It's not always easy, but it's one of the most important steps you can take toward achieving your goals and becoming the person you're meant to be. The people you surround yourself with have the power to shape your thoughts, actions, and future. By choosing to align yourself with those who uplift and inspire you, you set yourself on a path of growth, success, and fulfillment. Your circle is your foundation. Choose it wisely, and you'll build a life that reflects your highest potential. Work with excellence, and you will find that the quality of your efforts shapes not only your results, but also your character, your opportunities, and your legacy. Excellence is not just a standard, it's a mindset, a commitment to doing everything to the best of your ability, no matter how big or small the task. It is about approaching your work with focus, intention, and pride, knowing that every effort is a reflection of who you are. When you commit to excellence, you set yourself apart in a world where mediocrity is often the norm. You become a person of value, someone others trust, admire, and look up to. Excellence is not perfection. It is not about avoiding mistakes or achieving an impossible standard. Rather, it is about consistently striving to do your best, to learn, and to improve. It's a process of growth and refinement where you build habits, skills, and attitudes that elevate your performance over time. Excellence requires discipline, focus, and a willingness to put in the effort even when no one is watching. It is the small, consistent actions you take every day that set you apart and lead to extraordinary results. And when you work with excellence, you are saying that you value what you do and that you respect yourself enough to give your best. Excellence is not just about the end product, it's about the process. It's about taking pride in how you approach your tasks, whether they are mundane or monumental. It's about paying attention to detail, going the extra mile, and refusing to settle for good enough. This mindset creates a ripple effect in your life. When you work with excellence, you build confidence in your abilities, earn the trust of others, and open doors to new opportunities. Excellence is a choice. It's easy to fall into the trap of doing just enough to get by, especially when you feel unappreciated or overwhelmed. But when you choose excellence, you are choosing to rise above circumstances and mediocrity. You are choosing to take ownership of your work and your life, regardless of external conditions. Excellence is about holding yourself to a higher standard because you know that your work reflects who you are. It's about taking pride in your contributions and striving to leave things better than you found them. The pursuit of excellence also transforms your perspective on challenges and setbacks. When you are committed to excellence, you don't see obstacles as reasons to give up. You see them as opportunities to grow and improve. You embrace feedback, learn from your mistakes, and use them as stepping stones to greater success. Excellence is not about avoiding failure. It's about using failure as fuel to push yourself to new heights. This resilience is what sets people who strive for excellence apart from those who settle for mediocrity. Working with excellence requires a strong sense of purpose. When you understand why your work matters, it becomes easier to give your best. Purpose gives you the motivation to push through challenges, the focus to prioritize what's important, and the passion to pour your heart into your efforts. Whether your work impacts a single individual or a global community, knowing that it serves a greater purpose inspires you to approach it with excellence. Purpose turns ordinary tasks into meaningful contributions, and it fuels the drive to excel. Excellence is also about consistency. It's not about being exceptional once in a while. It's about showing up every day with the same level of dedication and effort. It's about building habits and routines that reinforce your commitment to doing your best, even when you don't feel like it. Consistency is what creates momentum and leads to lasting results. When you make excellence a habit, it becomes a part of who you are, influencing everything you do. Working with excellence doesn't just benefit you, it also inspires and impacts those around you. When people see your dedication and effort, it sets a standard for them to follow. It creates a culture of excellence where others are motivated to rise to the occasion. So whether you're part of a team, leading a project, or serving a community, your commitment to excellence sets the tone and raises the bar for everyone involved. Excellence is contagious, and your efforts can inspire others to strive for their own best. Excellence also builds trust. When you consistently deliver high-quality work, people know they can count on you. They trust you to follow through, to meet deadlines, and to exceed expectations. This trust opens doors to new opportunities, whether it's a promotion, a partnership, or a new challenge. People are drawn to those who work with excellence because they know they can rely on them to deliver results. Your reputation for excellence becomes one of your greatest assets, creating opportunities that might otherwise be out of reach. One of the most rewarding aspects of working with excellence is the sense of fulfillment it brings. There is a deep satisfaction that comes from knowing you've given your best effort, regardless of the outcome. Excellence is not just about achieving success, it's about knowing that you've honored your potential and your purpose. It's about looking back on your efforts with pride, knowing that you've made a meaningful contribution. This sense of fulfillment is something that no amount of external validation or recognition can replace. Excellence is also about adaptability. In a world that is constantly changing, the ability to innovate and evolve is essential. When you work with excellence, you are committed to continuous improvement, which means being open to new ideas, learning new skills, and embracing change. Excellence requires you to stay curious, to seek out opportunities for growth, and to push yourself beyond your comfort zone. This adaptability ensures that you remain relevant, competitive, and capable of thriving in any environment. Working with excellence requires humility. It's about recognizing that there is always room to grow and improve. It's about being willing to learn from others, to ask for help when needed, and to accept constructive feedback. Excellence is not about arrogance or thinking you're better than others. It's about striving to be better than you were yesterday. This humility keeps you grounded, focused, and open to the lessons that each experience has to offer. Excellence is a long-term commitment. It's not about quick fixes or shortcuts. It's about building a foundation of quality and integrity that stands the test of time. When you work with excellence, you create a legacy that speaks for itself. Whether it's a project, a relationship, or a career, the effort and care you put into your work leave a lasting impact. Excellence is about creating something that endures, something that reflects your values and your dedication. To work with excellence is to honor the gifts and opportunities you've been given. It's about recognizing that your work is not just a task, but a reflection of your purpose and your potential. Excellence is about showing up fully, giving your best, and striving to make a difference, no matter the circumstances. When you commit to working with excellence, you elevate not only your own life, but also the lives of those around you. You set a standard, create a legacy, and inspire others to reach for their best. This is the power of excellence, and it's a choice you can make every single day. Thank you for allowing me to share this perspective. Remember, working with excellence is not just about achieving results. It's about honoring your potential, inspiring others, and leaving a legacy that reflects your values. Keep striving, keep growing, and let excellence be the hallmark of everything you do.